go. Welcome back to another week of Talking Trophies. Big episode this week. We got two blokes behind the camera. Damien's away. Damien's preaching Jesus this week. Damien is rapping and dancing about Jesus this week. So we made a substitute in and we got a big guest in that loves Jesus too.
I'm shouting I'm not with him right now.
Yeah. You're not preaching the good word.
Let's do a round
this
two,
week.
come on.
Yeah, but we got Rayvo behind camera as well. Rayvo's on the fact-checking laptop. And here and there, we would like to bring one of the homies. So we brought one of our boys, Oromia, this week. You've heard of Oromia 2 weeks. You were here 3 episodes ago?
Yeah, a couple episodes ago. Shout out Talk Trophies.
He's still learning how to work with the cameras and talk on the mics. Big guest this week. We grew up knowing him. We used to watch you on YouTube. I knew you from Facebook.
Wow.
So that's how I used to watch you.
Yeah, that's
I used to jump
way
on
back.
Yeah, I used to watch you guys on Facebook.
Wow.
Your videos, and then I'd watch it here and there on YouTube. But generally, I was following you guys on Facebook.
That's how we blew up.
Yeah.
Because so before we started the Janoskians, my brother started creating meme pages and he'd create them to sell them. But some of the meme pages were getting like 100, 200K likes or followers. Yeah. Back then it was unheard of. And it was like you create a page with a funny quote and a whole bunch of people follow them. So what we did was when we created our YouTube videos on Janoskians, we posted them to those meme pages.
Yeah.
So those meme pages kind of blew us up back then.
Yeah.
So Facebook was kind of where it originated for us back then.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah,
so
yeah. Facebook was massive then, man. I deactivated my Facebook, 3-4 years ago. Facebook died off since then.
Yeah, no, it's Instagram now.
Yeah, it's all on Instagram. But if you guys don't know who this guest is, he's an icon in Australia. He's a boy, Beau Brooks from the Janoskians, but now he's a marathon runner. He's a motivational speaker. He's on live right now, and thanks for jumping on, man.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man, appreciate you for jumping on, bro.
It's very cool, as I said earlier on, to be on a podcast from people in my area and like preaching the good word. And yeah, like for people even listening to me, I think podcast is a great way to connect as well.
It's the new way, man. It's not, you can't jump on a radio station anymore. Look, I don't want to ruin your sponsoring or brand deals, but you can't really jump on a radio show to get to know the guy, really. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like when you jump on a podcast, you have a chat, you talk, have a laugh, you get to know the person for their personality.
Yeah, whereas when you go on radio, you're kind of coming with an agenda. They have an agenda that they want to push as well. Whereas this is kind of just open field. You don't have no idea what I'm about to say. Whereas radio will feel like, what are you going to say? And this is how we want you to say it.
Yeah.
But in saying that, 2 days ago, I was actually on the radio. I was on Hot 100 FM, and I was talking about semen retention.
You're a big guy on the no fap gang. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, so I started semen retention 14 days ago. So
I thought you were. So you started another journey.
So
you did 100 days, right?
Yeah, no. So I started the semen retention 14 days ago, and the whole goal of the semen retention is to stop myself from climaxing for 100 days.
Yeah.
And so the reason I want to do that, and I kind of put 100 days down on Instagram, is because it's clickbaity, but I do want to go until marriage and remain completely celibate to stop myself from climaxing before then. And I wanted to do it first off as like a mental challenge, because I love challenges. Like, I love running marathons and pushing myself. I love going sober and see how much I can get out of life. And the next thing was celibacy and semen retention and pushing myself to see how far I can get down that road. But within a few days, I already started seeing the rewards that were coming, both spiritually and physically, and also externally in like the world. So what I noticed within the first 3 days is that my algorithm on Instagram completely changed.
Yeah. You stopped seeing the Instagram models and you just started seeing quotes.
Or quotes or people speaking.
Yeah.
Like, I started seeing real community, real connection of like this spiritual, because I feel like we're going from a new place of spirituality, and I feel like I've just entered the gates of that through doing this challenge, because I did the work internally where I'm fighting off that temptation to come to my lust and desires.
Yeah.
And like
it's a big jump, man. It's a big jump. But can you search? Yeah. Now we got a fact checker. I want to see the benefits of semen retention.
Yeah.
Go and just Google it, because there would be massive. How was the first? Because you're on day 14. How was the first week? I think that'd be the toughest one.
Physically, it actually wasn't, bro. Because I started putting my focus into something else. I started putting my focus into God. And God is very, very selfish with your love and with your thoughts. And for me, it's been very easily, luckily, like, thank God, it's been very easy. And within the first week, what I actually saw physically, because I'm a runner as well, is that like a 15-kilometer run feels like 500 meters. And I think that's because of a buildup of like testosterone or like, I don't know, energy that you're holding in. And it's like, when I go for a run, it's like I'm burning off that kind of energy that I'm holding in. So it does help with physically as well.
Are you single or in a relationship?
So I got out of a relationship. It wasn't a relationship. I was going on dates with someone, but I was sexually active in those dates. And I recently said to her about 2 months ago, hey, I want to remain celibate. And we kind of just didn't click after that because a relationship was kind of built on lust and desire. Yeah. So I ended things. And so now I'm single and I plan to remain.
Because I was going to say, if you're on a semen retention you're doing a 100-day challenge, that would have caused a lot of issues in that relationship.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Like, if I do get into a relationship now, I want it to be for marriage. The person I'm going to meet is also going to be on the same journey as me because they've devoted to giving themselves to God and not to me. And that's one of the best things that I've found about my whole journey too, especially with my audience and my fans that I've accumulated millions over the years, is that now I no longer feel like I'm their idol or I'm their God or that people are looking up to me for answers, and I can just shove God down everyone's throat and be like, it's not me that you're looking for, here's God. And it takes all the weight and pressure off me. And so that helps as well. So it, like, literally that core foundation helps with every single challenge that I go through in life at the moment.
Wow, congrats. So you're on day 14. So you got another, 86 days to go?
Another 86,
86 days to go. But that's just to do the challenge, and then after that you're hoping to continue it, right?
It's for the brand deals, bro.
Yeah. What do you It's for the what?
For the money.
You're gonna start donating sperm to like
I get how that everyone's got all these different ideas in their head right now. But the 100 days is for clickbait. As I said, I have to put a title on something so people can clickbait and like be like, oh, what's going on? I want to learn more, and sit down and watch the video for engagement. But really, I'd be doing this challenge offline, and I wouldn't be calling it 100 days of semen retention. I'd just be calling it I'm on semen retention.
Yeah.
But like I got a brand deal out of this, man. And I want to shout out to Quitter, who is now my new sponsor, who are paying me to promote no porn and putting on ad blockers for porn websites on their mobile phones, which is so incredible that I'm getting paid to share a good message. So they're a really good company. If you'd like to download the app, it's called Quitter, Quittr.
Yeah, look, hey, send us 20% because you're getting a promo on the potty too.
Give us a brand deal as well.
Yeah, give us a brand deal too, because we talk about it as well. We're big on no fap, no nut. We always talk about it. We always tell the Daveys, if you're watching, get off the hub. No videos like that. It's very toxic and it kills you. It kills you in the inside. But we like to do a positive message after a joke, every time, what I mean? We take the piss out of it, but we're trying to tell people get off the porn,
Yeah, cool.
But guys, make sure you guys do subscribe. We jumped straight into the deep end. Blue V Rayvo's back as well. I drank a V last week, I was telling you. V is like a drug. Like if I don't have energy drinks, but whenever I have these energy drinks, like I probably had maybe like in the last 3 years, let's just say, I've had maybe about like 15 energy drinks, 16 maybe. Like full cans. Normally I water them down. So Blue V Rayvo's back, and I might say some things that I might regret later on. It is what it is. I want to pick just quickly before we do jump into your story. I want to give a quick shout out to our Deevs and Daveys, because the Deevs and Daveys been commenting. They've been showing us some love.
We've been getting good interaction recently.
We've been getting really good interaction. So I want to give some shout outs. So I want to give the biggest shout out to our Queen Deev. So we call our fans, viewers, Deevs and Daveys. So Deevs for the girls and Daveys for the boys.
Cool.
So Queen Deev right now is Sal Smells. Sal Smells is carrying the show. She comments on every video, shows support, and she's watching the show. You know how you know she's watching the show? Because she's commenting about something that's like 15, 16 minutes in, and then something that's 45 minutes in.
Yeah.
So shout out Sal Smells. I want to give a shout out to Doc Rivers as well. Big Doc.
Doc Rivers, the coach.
Yeah, Doc Rivers, the coach, is watching.
Yes,
We got Doc Rivers. We also got, and then we got a bunch of weird names, but like HM-UU40X, love you. Oh, shout out Foz Farid. Shout out to him. Shout out to Pursks. So that's a Purqst. Deevs and Davies, please get better names.
Oh, they're
so
all
we
on
can
the
pronounce
burners,
it.
yeah?
No one wants to have the actual name, but we also got Camille Segali, Sarah Usage, Musa Tuwavi, and shout out the TDE team as well. They're always commenting. Shout out Marwa, your girl Moeezy. She's been showing us mad love as well. Always sending positive messages. Remember we were living in St. Kilda, we used to just walk around the house and just randomly be like, it's your girl Moeezy. But shout out to them. Keep commenting, keep interacting, keep showing us love. Also jump over to his page, see the positive videos he's putting out. But let's jump into your journey, man. Let's jump into the story because it's crazy that you're born 1993, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm born 1997.
Yeah.
But for us as kids, we always thought they were older. Like I would have always assumed you're like 35. Like you were like the older teenagers. It's weird. How do I explain it?
Yeah, how old were you when you started making videos?
Yeah, so I was around 18, 19 years old when we were like just popping off. So you would have been
14,
like
15.
14, 15. And that's a big age difference at that age. Like
it is, yeah.
Yeah, it's
It is.
huge. It's like the difference between like adult and kind of kid.
It's
type of
weird,
thing.
man, because and then you get to like adult age, you get to like 27, and you'd be like 27 hanging out with like a 38-year-old.
Yeah.
It's just weird. But when you're a kid, that 4 year gap, 4 years we have between us, it felt so massive.
Yeah, it's like a 10, 15-year-old gap because of the mentality. It's like because you learn a lot more. I guess like the world throws itself more at you in those older teenage years where you're expected to drink alcohol, have sex. Whereas on those younger ages, 14, 15, that's not pushed on any of them and they're protected from it.
Yeah.
I think that's why, like, we probably looked like adults like back then. So I understand how we were also influencing like a younger generation back then.
Yeah.
Which was good because from like 19 to like 24, 25, we were very close. Well, I feel like I was pretty close with my spirituality, which kept me away from the drugs and the alcohol. I did drink alcohol on occasion back then, but not too much. So it was like, I feel like we did kind of have like a little bit of a positive impact on your generation, which I hope we did.
I'll be honest with you, man. You guys had us wanting to do pranks in class. Look, I know. Look, yeah. Like you'd have us wanting to just like because of you guys. I remember in high school, bro, we were like knocking classrooms.
Yeah,
and
cool.
Just doing stuff like that. Being menaces. You know how it
I
is
think
as a
that's
kid.
cool at that age because
It's
what
fun.
you're doing, it's fun. And you're building connection with the boys and
Yeah.
you're doing something that's a little bit cheeky, but it's not smashing drugs.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So like, tell us about that stage. So, because I remember you guys. I think the first video I watched of you guys was Awkward Trains.
Yeah. That was the first one that popped off.
The Awkward Train. I remember seeing that on Facebook, and you guys used to just do random stuff on just the trains and stuff. There was I watched it back again. I watched it back, I think, like 2 weeks ago. I'm not going to lie to you. Your videos, when you watch them back, I just think, like, how did people get away with this stuff?
Oh, yeah. The times
this-
have really aged our comedy.
The stuff he's were doing, I'm not going to lie. One of the clips, I was like, bro, if cancel culture was around back then, he would have been cancelled.
Yeah, everyone says that.
They walked up to some black guys and they just started rapping to them. And he took the guy's he took his hat off and he's like, I better not see you here again. I'm like, bro, if this was 2024 and you see that clip, you would have been jumped and in hospital.
Cancelled.
And then literally either physically cancelled or someone would have recorded it and be like, yo, race is offensive thing. But it just shows like how time is changing.
But like what people didn't see was like behind those videos is that those boys that we went up to, like we were actually like after the video, we actually hung out with them, you know?
Yeah.
It was like, and people back then could tell the difference between acting and someone taking things seriously. Like you could tell we were just like having fun, but now everyone takes everything so seriously. So you have to be very careful with what you do.
Yeah.
So I understand that completely. And luckily I'm not into comedy at all. Luckily I'm not a funny person anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, but like those videos were massive here.
Yeah.
I remember like those were big. I didn't even know how you guys were getting pushed that
Through-
far. Like, because it was like,
yeah.
it was all it was
Wasn't just
it was a
Australia,
share.
it was
It's a
everywhere.
share on Facebook,
Yep.
and it was everywhere.
Yeah.
And it just shows like the impact. Because like you guys had like what? Let's just say like those videos were getting like I'll say about 8 million at the time, maybe 5 million, 6 million.
Yeah, around there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's in 20.
Yeah.
That video came out maybe 12 years
2011.
ago.
2011. It was
Okay.
unheard of. Yeah.
It's not heard of.
No,
Like
it wasn't.
it's
It
crazy. Like where are he scrapping for like 300 views a week, and these guys are getting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just shows like how big you guys were back then.
Yeah, it's
you guys were
nuts.
massive.
It's nuts. Yeah.
So how long were you guys doing those video clips in Melbourne?
It would have been only like 4 months until we popped off internationally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where was the first country? Do you reckon like you guys gained?
UK, England.
Why is that?
I think YouTube was
have
big
no
in
idea.
England then. Like they had a bunch of vloggers. Like they had a big YouTube.
Yeah,
audience.
that's right. They did.
Because
Yeah,
YouTube
yeah.
back then, like it wasn't mainstream like it was. Like people weren't
No.
just like watching YouTube. If
Yeah.
you told someone, "Oh, go watch
You're
this
right.
on YouTube,"
You're right.
people would think, "Oh, what's YouTube?"
You know
like,
what it was? In America, it was like TV presenters on YouTube.
Yeah.
In England, it was vloggers, and that was driving that kind of entertainment industry in London. In Australia, it was nothing. So we popped off in Australia first, and then all the vlogger fans of the UK vloggers came and saw our videos. So that's why like we popped off back then with like Casper Lee and all those big UK English like YouTubers.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Right on the money.
Yeah.
they were massive then. I remember. But did you guys then form the connection with them in the UK, or was it like keep doing the content here, keep grinding it out? Like
Yeah.
when did you go? Okay, hey,
Yeah,
we're bigger than we're bigger than
Yeah.
Australia.
Yeah.
Because everyone has that point. I don't know why, but like every Australian content creator has this point. It's like I'm too big here now. Let me leave.
No, you know what it is though?
But the thing is, I
Us
kind of
people-
get it. I kind of get it because we only got like 20-something million people,
Nobody's here.
and
Yeah.
it's like, let me get the hell out of here. Let me
no,
hit that 300 million
It's
market.
Australia's
Yeah, yeah,
fault, bro.
yeah.
Australia doesn't like they don't support the Australians enough. They support
Okay.
they support them when they're in America. I feel like.
You're right,
Yeah.
you're right. But you know what this culture is right now in Australia? It's what America was doing 10 years ago with all this podcast culture and all of us little dogs like going and helping each other and supporting each other and building community. Australia is just now getting to that big American market where we can push each other and build our own entertainment industry.
Yeah.
So it's happening here. So hopefully Australians don't feel like they need to move out of the country.
Yeah.
Because think about it, in another 5 years, it might be you guys, it might not be you guys, but there's going to be some real credible people to come out of Broadmeadows and
Yeah.
places you never even thought of that are going to be bigger than Australian mainstream TV.
I think that hype, that's the biggest killer. I think the hype of getting big and leaving, because it's like in Australia, you feel like you're a big fish in a little pond. But then when you get to America, the American market's an ocean.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think we rush ourselves way too. We're like, let me get out of here. Let me push that market.
Yeah.
I think the best thing personally is just keep grinding it here. And because you got the internet, you don't need to go to America.
It's
Your
risky.
American viewers can just click on your link and watch your videos here.
Yeah, yeah,
And you
yeah.
can just grow
That's
your
it,
market,
that's
you
it,
know?
that's it.
And
Do you know how risky it is going overseas and starting overseas because you're in a different culture, so your views and your mentality literally changes. So
Yeah.
you lose all your authenticity.
Yeah.
So the viewers that you gain from the start will end up leaving you.
sell out, they'll say. They
Yeah,
sold out.
Yeah, they'll say that they sold
Yeah.
out. If you're not thick skin enough for it to be able to handle and know your reason for going to a different place for opportunities. But
Yeah.
a lot of people go to different places because they think it's cool and they want to meet celebrities. It's like
Like
you're playing yourself.
for us, yeah, we always say like if we win like an American market or a UK market, I think we'd be able to brand ourselves better and grow out there, you know. But I think let me just grind it out here, like in Australia.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Because like in comparison, because they have a bigger market, so there's more viewers, there's more consumers. That's how a lot of people see it, and that's why they lose the motivation to stay around here. Even if they do get big, they end up leaving because they're like, there's a bigger market out there. But then the thing is, when bigger market is bigger competition, that's all it is.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It is. Well, like my mate has recently just gone to America, and the only benefit in America is that the brand deals pay more for the exact same amount of views that you're getting in Australia.
Yeah.
So say if someone's getting 10,000 views on a reel here, they'd probably get like a few $100 for a post, but over there they can charge a couple thousand because more brands are fighting for influencers over there.
Yeah.
So if you're content with like making little money but staying authentic, which I think is the whole key purpose, because I'm personally a creator because I want to share and connect and share a message, not because of the money. The money's a bonus, but if that's what you're after, then fuck off to America. Sorry.
Yeah.
Did you feel that pressure when you guys like you moved over to America? I feel like when you were in Australia, you were almost, and I feel like part of the reason why people like us like loved you so much is like you were just like a group of boys that were just pretty much hanging out, and there was just a camera on. Like like you would have been doing that regardless if it was being filmed, and you're just taking the piss and having fun.
Yeah.
Did you feel pressure when you moved over there to be like more commercial and kind of take it a bit more serious?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely, because we were getting signed on by the elite companies, by Sony Records, by Lionsgate movie films. So there was this big pressure to step onto the world stage and to, I don't know, it kind of shaped me personally into thinking that I was somebody that I wasn't. And it put a lot of pressure on friendship too, because all of a sudden now this is a multi-million-dollar business. And what was at the core of this and what started all of it was friendship. And now it's like, we've got all this money, so we better not stuff it up. And it had a lot to do with maintaining a good friendship. And there's a lot of pressure on trying to have a good friendship. And then we end up walking on eggshells, and we realize that not only like the money's going to stop, but like everything about our values that we loved about each other is just like gone as well.
I think the hardest thing,
deep, man.
The hardest thing about deals is the pressure it puts on you, because you get the advancement and it's like, okay, and you're like, whoa, this is a lot of money, and then it's like, let's party first because we got this money.
Yeah.
Let's celebrate this. Nothing's been done yet, and then it's like, okay, now let's get to work, and then it's like, oh snap, we lost that creativity because back then we were doing it because it's fun. Now we're doing it because like I need to be creative now, and you're forcing yourself to be creative. And some people struggle with that. Some people are great at it, like they can under pressure they can be super creative. But some people just like they can't really do it. You know? Do you guys find that you guys, as soon as you guys got those deals and it's like, okay, start posting content, and it's like that creativity just flew out the window? Or
it's like we got a deal in, and because we're so young and we hadn't faced the world yet, that money did like tempt us into new things that like we wouldn't be getting out of Glenroy or Broadmeadows, because we all of a sudden had like $500 to go drop on a pair of shoes or like buy alcohol, and we were kind of blinded by all the shiny objects from what came from those brand deal advances. And then when it came down to creating, it's like we were so worn down by all the materialistic objects that were around us that we couldn't focus on what we were loving to do anymore. And we were kind of just like bought into the world of materialism and like, okay, we need to create so we can get the next advance, so we can get something bigger. And we feel like if we show something bigger, the audience will get bigger too. So, which is why we kind of spent a lot of the money on renting like a big mansion in LA. Like we spent 120,000 USD per year on renting a mansion.
That was
like,
a crazy place.
Yeah.
I remember seeing the videos and thinking like, what the hell?
We were so dumb, man, because you think about it, 120K USD on rent, that's about like 170,000. That's a whole house deposit, man. And that was just a year of rent. And like our manager or like the people around us did tell us like, this is an investment to get people like celebrities and stuff to come into the house to give you guys a little bit more credibility.
it improves your network pretty much.
But like it's all just a crock of crap, because people didn't love us at the start because of that. They loved us because we were just like authentic and just having fun. And that's I had to go through a really long journey to end up like finding God again and to putting all my focus on God, to realize that like all these materialistic objects and all these outside desires and lusts that come to you and that the devil tempts you with are there to take you away from God. And it took me a long time to be able to realize what's most important, man.
The devil doesn't play around.
Nah.
The devil does not play around. I want to know what's the vibe of the devil in LA, because the devil in Melbourne is pretty average. There's not much temptation here. Like the devil in the devil does not play games in LA.
So the devil made
how was that? Like
weed,
what's the craziest thing? Like
the devil made weed air over there. So the devil like literally made alcohol water over there. Like it's completely different vibe over there. It's like
what's what's the difference? Yeah, because you were saying you weren't heavily drinking in Melbourne, barely smoking weed.
Yeah.
I don't think you even smoked weed when you were in Melbourne.
Nah. We looked down on it like
What's that
so evil.
Yeah. What's that transition like? So you go from here like weed's very frowned upon. It's starting to get like leniency. People are like getting into it and stuff, and they're thinking about legalizing it.
Yeah.
But what's the difference between you going from Melbourne, where it's like we had a couple of drinks, you guys probably weren't even drinking that heavy then, probably just once in a blue moon or something.
Yeah.
To going to LA,
Yeah.
and it's like you guys got this crazy advancement. As you said, weed is air there, and liquor's
water. Yeah.
How was that like that transition? What happened when you went there?
So the first person we ever met in LA, who ended up being one of the closest people in our group to us, as soon as we got into the hotel, he walked in. He's like, "G'day, this is my name. Nice to meet you, boys. We're going to go on a long journey together." And he had this big bag of weed, threw it down on the table, just dropped it. And he's like, "Let's smoke up."
Who was that? Snoop Dogg? Yo, welcome to Cali. I'm the ambassador here. Take this weed.
He was a white Snoop Dogg, pretty much. Yeah.
So, and then, did you smoke before that?
Nah, never. And I remember just the way that it made me feel. That feeling made me want to keep smoking. And from that exact day that we touched down and I had my first puff, every single day after that in LA, I was smoking. So as soon as I wake and bake, then I'd eat something, have a smoke before a red carpet, calm myself down, have a smoke. When I'd get excited or get big brand deals, celebrate with a smoke. When I was sad, smoke. It was just...
You're on that ganja.
Yeah, man.
Man was a Rastafarian. Man was on that Lao pack. It's crazy, bro. But
it became a big part of my identity, and I couldn't...
You're the older sibling, yeah?
Yeah.
So you got your two other younger brothers with you?
Yeah.
You're in that situation. Did you get like, for example, I'm not the oldest child, but I have an older brother, and he tends to like, when we were younger, have that protective instinct.
Yeah.
So when you see that bag of weed being dropped and you got your two younger brothers there, you're in LA, did you get defensive, or were you like, let's just chill?
This is where the devil's very, very tricky in Los Angeles, because all the adults were smoking there too. So there wasn't anyone to be like, you're being a bad older brother. There were people saying, be a good older brother because weed opens up your mind. And we had adults telling us this. And like, I was 19 at the time. Like, I could only be as protective as kind of what I knew.
Yeah.
I was warned about it in Australia, but it's different when you're put in an environment where you're under that type of pressure.
Yeah.
Like for me, it just felt like it was a good thing to smoke weed because
calms you down a little bit.
All of a sudden, there's all these scientists that are coming out saying, "Oh, it's good, it's medicinal, it will help with this, and it would do that," and like you kind of fall for that trick, which is just like the devil's way of tempting you into that and getting that first little hold or grip by your neck.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think I'm a fan of like, I'm not a fan of weed. I don't like the idea because it kills your drive. For example, let's just say if I was in that position, actually probably would have seen that loud. But like if I was, let's just say like, maybe now, obviously I'm older. The pressures of being 19 then, it's crazy. Yeah. But like, I would be like, wouldn't someone older, I wouldn't assume, maybe a manager or something, be like, yo, you guys are here to content create.
Yeah.
Have your weed, end of the night.
Yeah.
But this is the main thing.
Yeah. But even like an older person tells you that, now they become the teacher in the classroom. And what do you want to do with the teacher in the classroom? You want to rebel. So like we probably did have managers being like, yeah, you're probably right. They probably said smoke at the end of this. And we'd be like, all right, but he's still saying smoke. Yeah. So it can't be that bad.
I get you.
So it was like in Los Angeles, I didn't have my nonna who's very holy. And like, I didn't have all these people that I looked up to like with my heart, like proper. I had people who were there for the money, the clout, the fame. Of course,
man. It's a business, end of the day.
Cars, mansions, and the business that they were running were to fund more business of devil attraction. It's like...
Did your mother come along with you guys to LA? Or did you guys
She came up for a holiday, but she never
stayed with you guys?
Yeah, she never stayed with us.
Okay.
And that was like purely because like the people that were in charge didn't want too many chefs in the kitchen.
Yeah. But your mum did have a big, like, she did play a big role with you guys when you guys were coming up doing the meet and greets when you guys were doing them here.
Yeah, yeah.
Didn't your mum like help you guys out or something like that?
She was like, she was running the whole show. She's
Yeah.
like, this is how we do it. And she got all the merchandise. She got all the printing done. She brought him to the show. She sold. She was like looking after fans. My mum was like she was like a mum to our audience. Like she would actually go out of her way to direct message fans and like calm them down and speak to them about their issues and stuff. Like my mum was like proper OG, and she like brought us into that kind of world.
I would like. The thing is, I'm thinking now as an adult. Obviously, we're older now. Obviously, we have our brains are formed and everything. We don't have that maturity. But like, I would have assumed because your mum's doing that, it would have been a red flag for them to be like, "Hey, we don't want your mum to come with you guys to LA."
Yeah. You're right. But
you know what I mean?
What I had in my eyes at that time was this dream of becoming a famous actor and a famous singer, and I was going to do every single thing I could to be able to achieve those dreams.
Yeah.
So I did give myself over to temptation and to my desires and to my lusts, and I brought the boys with me.
Yeah. Okay. I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Listen, let's take a quick break. We're gonna do Does It Hit, and then we're gonna continue.
Yeah, cool.
All right, guys, we're taking a quick break from the interview, and it's your favorite time of the week. You're starving, you're hungry, you want to see what the boys are eating. This week, we got a spot called 300 Grams. They're famous for their burgers, and they also have like a chicken bite. So, what we ordered from 300 Grams, they're a spot in Coburg. We ordered 300 gram single burger, southern fried chicken bites, and fries. So, we'll start off with the fries.
Yeah, cool.
We'll see how the fries go.
You haven't tried this before?
I've had it.
Oh, okay, sick.
Yeah, but I've got something. I think I got the burger that I haven't had before.
Oh, yeah.
So you're gonna be the main judge.
Are these guys popular? Yeah. Cool.
So we'll start with the fries. Ooh, 2 fries.
Sweet.
And then we'll go fries.
Yeah.
We'll go fries,
Chicken.
bites,
Chicken.
and then burger in the end.
I'm a big judge on fries. Sometimes it's like make or break of where I order from.
Yeah. Fries are a big thing.
Yeah.
All right,
Do
look.
you like crispy fries? This is one argument I have with
Yeah,
Crispy
yeah.
or soggy?
Yeah, crispy or soggy.
Yeah, probably soggy, bro.
Yes,
Ah,
bro. That's
Crispy,
me,
bro.
man.
Crispy is
I'm soggy, bro. I like
nah,
soggy
I like
chips.
soggy with like if it's fresh soggy.
Yeah.
With
Salt? Chicken
like
salt?
good salt.
Yeah.
Yeah, like KFC or Red Rooster.
Yeah.
salt,
That's the thing. That's why I like KFC's chips.
Yeah,
Because it's
yeah,
soggy.
That's crazy.
What about you guys? What do you
Sometimes
guys?
it
You guys?
breaks it.
Crispy, bro.
Crispy all the way.
Crispy and crunchy.
So
Huh?
you like the small little ones at the bottom, yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah,
oh,
if,
those,
you,
those are
yeah,
the
if
best,
you get
bro.
fish and chips, the small ones that are like pretty much all just fried.
Oh,
Those
yeah, all
those
batter.
ones get piffed at the seagulls. I'm giving them to the seagulls.
No,
Those ones.
okay.
I'm not even that one. I'm not even looking at
All
it.
the fatty.
Yeah, I'm
You know when the fish and chips is out and you're sharing it? That's the
Yeah.
ones I go for straight away. So before anyone else takes it.
That's this guy's getting. So you're having the leftovers before you're having the main.
Bro, if I don't take him, someone else is gonna take it before me. And then it's
I
gonna be
highly
gone.
doubt, bro. I highly doubt. Let's go with the fries. Grab the fries. Grab a bite.
I don't know. They're average. I reckon they're pretty average. Just
They're
a bit
soggy.
above average.
They're soggy, but I feel like it's not. The salt's not hitting as good,
Yeah.
and it feels a bit dry. The chips,
Yeah.
a little bit dry.
Yeah.
Some sauce.
It needs a sauce. I think we should have ordered a sauce.
Yep.
I realized the thing about chips in Melbourne, you always need a sauce with it.
Yeah. Well,
I reckon like a spicy mayo or something like that, like a peri sauce.
where else is better that you don't need sauce?
I don't know. We've had a couple burger spots, like Burger Basement. I think the chips was good. I can't remember which one was. We had one chips that was. Oh no, it was Barclay's Kitchen.
Okay.
We ordered from Barclay's Kitchen.
Yeah.
They had good chips.
Okay.
So it didn't need a thing. But let's go with
I see what they're trying to do with the salt. If they just put more salt, yeah.
What would you give it out of 10?
Like a 6?
6 out of 10?
Yeah.
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 I'll give it a 6 out of 10. It was decent. What about you, Eva?
Yeah, maybe 5.
5? Not crispy. It's not crispy.
Yeah, not crispy enough. But maybe that's the Uber Eats part. Like it got delivered. It's not super fresh.
Did you try it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried it. I'll give it a 5 as well. It's not as.
Not
I
bad.
think it
The
needs a
boys
bit more
behind the
salt.
camera are a bit harsh, huh?
I'm not gonna complain. Like
Yeah.
if the burger's good,
Yeah.
I'll get the chips.
Yeah.
But I'm not going there just for the chips.
Yeah.
All right, let's try the southern. Was it fried southern chicken bites? Southern fried chicken bites.
That's mad.
It sounded like
I can hear the crunch from here.
I was gonna say.
Yo,
Revo's getting turned on by the fan.
I gotta get my semen retention.
Challenge done.
there you go, my brand deals.
Hey, that. This is one of the best chicken bites.
Really good, hey. The spice is it's
Yeah,
hitting.
and it's not. It doesn't even have like a sauce or anything. Just straight chicken by itself.
I like it.
I'm giving this an 8.5.
Yeah, I'll give that a solid 9 out of chicken bites. Yeah, yeah. I don't think I've had any better.
So 8.5, 9. What are you guys thinking?
Yeah, 8.5, I reckon.
Yeah, I'll give it an 8. It's a little bit dry, but maybe with sauce would have been way better.
Yeah, you're
that was pretty good.
critic, bro.
Nah, I
I
need
do
sauce.
reckon
The guy doesn't like food.
If
I
you
need
have like
sauce with chips and chicken. I need sauce. That's what.
like a spicy mayo or something with this.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Oh,
With chicken, you always just need a spicy mayo, a peri sauce, something like that.
yeah, for sure.
Supercharged.
Yeah. Oh. Supercharged. All right, let's go with this. How are we gonna do this?
I used to do that one.
Yeah. We'll cut it in half.
How about you go for a bite on that side? Don't worry about cutting it. Then I'll just bite from the other side.
All right, let's go, boys.
Same time, bro.
That looks
Yeah,
sick.
yeah. Hey, there you go. I'll buy it.
Lady in the Tramp.
That's a good burger.
That is good, bro.
I'll give that burger a good 9 out of 10. Actually, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. It's a light burger. You won't feel like crap after it.
Yeah.
The patty's very simple, flavored right.
What does it need to improve to jump to a 10? If you get an 8,
Maybe a sauce that's out of this world.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it
yeah.
just
That's
needs,
the only
like-
thing that's
yeah,
stopping it.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think it's like mustard sauce or something. But what you said about the patty,
Yeah.
you can tell it's not frozen, bro.
Yeah.
It's like they've actually got the mince and cooked it.
Yeah.
And then the cheese is just perfectly melted. It's
Yeah.
not too much melted where you
Yeah.
can't see it. The tomato is freshly chopped. I love that about a good burger. Red Rooster do a good job of that.
Yeah.
Pickles, bro. Oh, man. It's the only thing, and the bun is light, as you said.
The bun's a good bun,
The
yeah.
only thing is the sauce. Like,
It's
good.
not. No, the
It's
sauce is
good, but
good.
it's not
It
the
just
best.
it needs a sauce that's out of this world.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
needs
yeah.
a crazy sauce, like a homemade sauce. Maybe if
Yeah.
it had like a spicy peri, like a mayo or something, that's crazy. But yeah. Overall, so what'd you say for that? I said 8 out of 10.
yeah, I'll give that a 9 for sure.
9?
Yeah, maybe a 10.
Okay, so I'd say 300 grams. 9? I'm gonna go. So we'll go 300 grams out of 10.
Yeah.
Give it an 8.5
overall.
overall. I think it's one of the chips dead, but
Yeah.
besides that, the chicken and the chicken and the burger, unbelievable.
Yeah.
So-
I reckon 8.5. This is serious
8.5 out of
business.
10. Yeah, 8.5 out of 10. Hey, the real deal. Check out 300 grams. But yeah, let's get back into the episode. And we're back. Shout out 300 grams. That was a good feed. Food was good.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, shout out 300 grams. Let's go back to LA because we were there when we touched off before we did Does It Hit. You spoke about having a house that you paid $120,000 for rent a year,
US, yeah.
US dollars. So that'd probably be like what, 200 US, 200 Australian.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you guys were saying you guys were throwing parties and stuff, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I was telling Rayvo this. I said you guys should have capitalized, but back then we didn't really know about like YouTube and stuff. Like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know the Nelk Boys.
Yeah, yeah. Yep.
Like you guys could have been that and continued that.
A lot of people say that, but
Yeah.
man, I'm so glad we didn't.
You
bro.
didn't. Yeah.
Because, like, if you look at their trajectory, they're going to be like 35-year-old men promoting alcohol. It's nice to look at, but like, I reckon the internal struggles they go through would be
It's a business,
so
bro.
difficult.
It's a bit. I wouldn't be harsh on them
Yeah.
because like they ended up having the happy dad, so they're making a business out of it.
Yeah, yeah, Yep.
They have the podcast now going.
Yeah.
So I think they realized, okay, we can't do this for so long. We gotta
Yeah.
look after house.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's why they started getting into the business side of things. They have a partnership with UFC now.
yeah,
And have all
yeah.
these deals going on. So
Yeah, no,
I
that's true, that's true.
totally get that. And I think you guys could have done something similar. I think it's just like knowing when your time's coming, like time's up and where to go, like from there.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
like-
and they did that perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got to give them a shout out. But let's talk about the mansion because you're not paying $120,000 US and not throwing the wildest parties.
yeah, yeah. It was just a massive party house. man.
Is the LA parties that crazy? Like we hear crazy. Obviously, you know how it is. Like the crazy conspiracies about like things that go on in like LA parties and stuff.
Yeah.
What was really going on there? Like,
Man, it was like every single young celebrity in Hollywood at that time was coming to our parties
yeah,
just to get messed up. And there were no cameras. It was just like everyone's safe space just to get to know other people that are also in the industry. And the main conversation at that party was everyone in Hollywood is so fake. And then everyone would just start drinking, get out of their minds. And like the parties were crazy. Like we used to throw them on Wednesdays. They were called Wasted Wednesdays. We used to throw them on Wednesdays.
such an Aussie name, bro.
Because Wasted Wednesdays. And we used to throw them on Wednesdays because we knew nobody was throwing house parties on Wednesdays. So we knew that everyone would come. So like an average house party would get like 200 to 400 people coming through the house. And some mornings we'd wake up and there would be like naked girls in the pool, like still partying and still going and sometimes those parties would drag on for like 2-3 days of like a smaller crowd out of the bigger crowd that would just crash out of our house just to like party.
Yeah.
So like,
So it'd go from wasted Wednesdays to naked Sundays, yeah?
and then we'd be filming a Dare Sundays video in the backyard and we'd be like to the girls, like, get out the way. Like,
But obviously you guys had A-list celebrities coming through, like on the come up, like the
Yeah.
up and coming generation.
yeah, well, we had The Weeknd come through to one of our parties.
I heard about that. You just kicked him out.
Yeah,
Why'd
yeah,
you do my boy
yeah.
The Weeknd dirty like that for,
Because
man?
back then he wasn't The Weeknd.
What was he, the weekday?
Well, he was coming to Wasted Wednesdays, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's true. So what year was this? Because I want to get like where
Yeah,
he
this
was.
would have been like 2013, 2014. Yeah.
Bro, that's House of Balloons weekend, man. Like Trilogy, bro. He was big then, man.
Oh, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I didn't even know
didn't
he was
tap
at the party.
He didn't
bro.
tap into the Caucasian market yet. That's why.
Oh,
he didn't
is that
become
why?
a pop star.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
those parties were getting celebrities coming through.
Yeah. So we'd have like, names that I've mentioned on the podcast before, like Kylie Jenner and like her friends like Stas and
Yeah.
like Kendall and stuff. They would come through, and then one person I haven't mentioned is Harry Hudson. He's now like a big artist as well.
Yeah.
He's like close in with like Justin Bieber and like that whole like crew of like people that were like the young celebs that were coming up and taking over Hollywood at
They were
the
like
time.
really, that's the celebrities you're naming are really LA celebrities, like
Yeah.
living in Malibu and like
Yeah,
those.
like the A grade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they were like the ones that already lived in Hollywood their whole life. So
Yeah.
they're settled. They're set for life pretty much.
Yeah, so it was kind of like the new money coming into the old money, and like the old money would come into the parties to check out what all the hype was about.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I want to talk about, obviously, you dropped a couple stunning names.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
When you're at a party like that, I've always wanted to know, how do celebrities chat up other celebrities?
Yeah, so...
How does that work?
Like, are you talking about how did I talk to...
Like, yeah, in general, like how,
Kendall
for example, let's just say you see another celebrity, it's like, oh my God, this girl's unbelievable. Let's just say,
Yeah.
hypothetically, you see Kylie Jenner.
Yep.
Hopefully she's over 18 at the time.
Yep.
You go to her and how do the celebrities approach each other? Like, yo, what's going on? Let me get to know you a little bit. Let me highlight you pretty much.
So, Kylie came through a friend of ours that we met just through the industry. And so when she came through, we didn't even know who she was. Of the one time, I actually went to the Kardashians' house for one of their parties. I went and knocked on the door, and this like little like I don't know like 30-year-old answer, and like I thought she was like pretty attractive. And she's like, "Oh, come in." I ended up finding out it was Kim Kardashian that opened the door like to her own house to like introduce us in. So like I knew that these people existed by name, but I'd never put like a name to the face before. And so with Kylie, when she came to our house, I naturally started speaking to her like she was just like a normal girl and built a connection with her before I found out she was famous. And then once I found out someone in the circle said, oh, they just filmed an episode of the Kardashians, I went quiet and reserved because I'm like, oh, we got a Kardashian here. But then after that starstruck, it kind of wears off. You kind of figure out like they're just like normal people that just want to party and like just be normal.
Yeah.
And just like, so yeah, that's kind of how I got to know them. And back then, like, it was just like, I feel like everyone was kind of looking for a connection and yeah, people just wanting to get to know each other.
You said everyone in the party was saying that Hollywood was fake.
Yeah.
And everyone's fake, but
Yeah,
they're the ones that are fake.
Yeah.
How do you find meaningful connections. I know, like for example, you guys linked up with Jay Sean. Obviously, that guy
Yeah.
helped you out as well.
Yeah.
But like, how do you form those meaningful connections? And how do you know this? Okay, this is a genuine person, and
Yeah.
this is someone that's obviously trying to get my network so they can get to my fan base and get big off me or something like that.
Yeah, you kind of don't, eh? You kind of just have to wait it out and see how it plays. But sometimes you would see the real kind of leech type of people because all they would be talking about are views and clout and collaboration and tags, and you get that sense. You kind of know through intuition when somebody's like that they're not genuine. So for me, I'd entertain those people for sure and kind of give them a chance and wait for them to want to build a connection.
Yeah.
And one of them, I actually went out and filmed 3 videos knowing the whole time what he was after, but he never switched. So I still gave people connection because I didn't want to close myself off completely to the world. I always wanted to look up and, engage.
Yeah.
But enough comes enough when it takes too much out of your energy and you're just like, okay, I this person's not right for me, so I'll just stop answering the calls.
You know what I would do? Just to test if someone's like a real deal in the industry, what I will do is I'll be like, hey, yo, tell them a secret. Be like, hey, my bank account number is 4434. And then leave them. And then I'd hire someone to come and pretend to kidnap them. And then tell them, tell me this person's code. Tell me Rayvo's code. Tell me Rayvo's code. And if they tell the code, they're a snake.
Did you watch Watchmen on Netflix?
Nah, I've never. But hey, if they don't tell him, that's my dog for real. That's my dog for real.
So they gotta risk their life.
Yeah. And that's where the definition of ride or die comes from, Kaz. You gotta know if they're a ride or die or not, true or not. But guys, I told you I'm down a V. I'm caffed up. What, is that a bad saying or what?
You're just a lot of energy for me right now.
Yeah. Anyways, let's get back to the life in America. All right, we're trying to do a podcast here, boys. Just calm it down. You get to, anyways, after LA, how was the touring like? I wanted to know, what were you guys doing touring? Because I know you've made songs.
Yeah.
My song, I think Friend Zone was probably your best song that I remembered.
Oh, okay, cool. Yep.
The other one, Girls Eat Cake.
Real Girls Eat Cake, yep.
Not a fan of that.
No.
I at the time I was like, oh, this is not it.
Yeah, no.
But I don't know why it was your biggest song.
Because it addressed a lot of girls that were going through eating disorders at that time.
So you still were sending a message, low key, huh?
Yeah.
I didn't even jerry that, man.
Yeah, that was our biggest song.
And LA Girl?
LA
that
Girl.
was a good song.
Yeah, I really liked that. That was a good memory for me because I helped my brother in the studio for that one. Hit the falsetto.
Oh, nice.
And that was nice. Yeah, that was
I think maybe Friends and LA Girl probably be your best songs for me.
Yeah, I think LA Girl, performance wise, was the best song. I think Real Girls Eat Cake was kind of the best message for sure. Best Friends was fun.
Yeah, but that's Best Friends. Which one was that one? Best Friends.
That one. Best Friends. You are my fucking best friends. That one was our second biggest song, and that one was what we'd close our concerts with at the end of the night because it was the most hype song, and everybody in the venue. That was cool.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, that was fun.
Well, before you guys were making the songs, how were you guys touring? Just meet and greets?
So before we were making the songs, we were still getting on stage. So the first concert we did was with Reese Maston, and we had one song at the time, but we had a half an hour set. So we had no idea what we were going to do.
Yeah.
So we rented these big sumo wrestling suits.
And just started fighting.
Bro, I remember once we were all stacked on top of each other, and the whole crowd, the whole stadium was looking at us, and I'm on top of Daniel, 3 levels up. I'm like, bro, what are we doing? And he's like, I don't know. It was funny.
How was the crowd interacting with that?
They just thought it was funny and cute and kind of I don't know. Everyone said that they had a good time at the concerts.
That's what people want from.
Yeah, pretty. Hey,
Janoskians.
There was a time period where pretty privilege took you so far, bro. Yeah, true or not? Just because you look good, you could do whatever. I remember it was probably from 2008 to 2016.
Yeah.
If you just looked good, your life was easy.
Yeah.
But now it's everyone's going hard. If you get caught out very early, on TikTok and stuff. Someone will make a video, but like, hey guys, I just don't find this person interesting, blah blah blah. And then from there, you'd end up in like a little rabbit hole of.
It's like
hate.
if I was to do the videos by myself back then, like, or like Jay was to do the videos, like he's like attractive or whatever. Back then he was attractive. It wouldn't have gone as far. Like, I think what attracted people wasn't that we were like pretty. It was more of our friendship, and I think the friendship made us pretty because we were gentle and we were laughing and we were positive and we had that little bit of cheekiness.
Yeah.
So I don't think like the out of appearance, it might have had a bit of something to do with it, but majority, I really do think it was the way we composed ourselves and kind of our friendship.
It did have a big thing, man. I'm telling you, okay, because I remember in my school, bro. After you guys, everyone had the fringe on.
Yeah, yeah.
Remember, like you guys had that.
I still have that. Yeah,
yeah, the fringe.
Yeah.
Us brothers had it hard. Obviously, I'm bald now, but before that, but obviously back then we just had afros or whatever, so we didn't really like. And everyone else was doing it, and all the girls loved that little fringe look, whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
So us all doing it hard. We just hated it. So I remember when you guys had the fringe, I was like, damn, bro. Like,
Yeah, we had a lot of haters.
Yeah.
Yeah, because people didn't look like us.
Yeah. So let's go back to the touring. So you guys would do stacks on after in the show.
Yeah.
Once you started making the music part, that's when it's like.
Yeah, that's
it became
when,
interactive.
That's kind of when the like the concerts became more structured.
Yeah.
And we had something to like give the crowds. So that's kind of why we like wanted to make more music as well, and because like we liked it and stuff. But yeah, that kind of gave us structure as we're touring. Yeah.
How do you guys find the meet and greets?
Yeah, so
I think I remember you guys used to just do heaps of them, bro.
Yeah, because the meet and greets is kind of where you make the most profit.
How so?
So we had to do the meet and greets to turn over a profit because, so a general admission ticket would be like $30, and then a meet and greet ticket would be like $200. So if we sold $200 tickets, that's like 20 grand, I think, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 20 grand. But if we sold like $1,030 tickets, it's 30 grand. So we turn over the most profit from the meet and greets. So we'd have to do the meet and greets in order to be able to go to each city to fund the planes and the hotels and the security and everything and turn over a profit. But that was the most hardest part of the job because it took the most out of our energy. If you think about it, if you're meeting 100 people or say 200 people within 45 minutes, and all of these people want a genuine interaction with you where they like idolize you and you've got this huge pressure to be able to give something to these people. You've got this huge pressure every single day to do that to 100 people. You end up not remembering any names. You can't remember any faces. You can't remember the conversations you had. And then all of a sudden you're taking this pressure into your real life. So then a lot of the conversations that you're having outside of the meet and greet are also just face level and kind of just smiling just to get through it. So you end up talking to people and not being able to build a real connection.
Yeah.
And the meet and greets made the touring very lonely. I'm sorry to like bring down so much of the fun of like touring and stuff, but
I totally get it because touring is exhausting.
Yeah.
Firstly, the time differences.
Yep.
Secondly, the scheduling.
Yep.
And then thirdly, the pressure, for example, like after parties, going to like an after, you're doing your main show and then going to an after party and doing a meet and greet. It's like, I understand it's not easy. And a lot of people that do touring, they don't really enjoy it.
Nah. And so like, and for 3 months, you're not at home. So you don't have stability. You're in a new city, sometimes different speaking people. So you're out of culture as well. I felt like it was very isolating. And for me, it was really hard, and it led me into some like bad choices like through touring and stuff. But like I'm not going to lie, like some of it like was good, and I do remember some parts of the touring that really stood out to me, where like some people's last dying wish, like through Make-A-Wish Foundation, was to meet us, and those moments like really stood out to me because it's like, man, like this person is about to literally spend their last moments on Earth. And they want to be in my presence. Yeah. And it's like, wow, I'm so lucky to be here. And then that ends up being a big wake-up call. And it makes everything that you're doing kind of worth it.
Yeah.
And it reminds you that there is something like bigger than yourself. So like that was a nice part of touring as well. But overall, this is why Justin Bieber doesn't do meet and greets anymore, even though it's the most profitable. If he was to go and do like 1,000-person meet and greet, he could charge $10,000 a ticket if he wants.
Yeah.
If he does 100, it's $1 million. Like, it's the most profitable, but he has chosen, like, for his own mental health and for his own spiritual, like, protection, not to do meet and greets. So I look more forward to doing the shows and getting up on stage, because that was the biggest rush for me, getting that huge adrenaline of like a big crowd like screaming and supporting you. I back then I used to prefer that than the meet and greets.
Is it exhausting, like just having countless numbers of just screaming girls just coming, jumping on you, hugging you, next girl, jump, hug, next person, jump, hug, and it's like, that would have been exhausting, man.
Yeah, it was. And like, it wasn't just screaming, man. It would be like girls like going into convulsion and like crying. And like some girls would be like that excited and worked up, they would just freeze, and the security would have to like move them because some girls like peed their pants. Yeah. Some girls like peed their pants, man. And we'd be like,
for what reason?
Because they were that like.
Did they scout like a liter of water before they came in?
They just like couldn't control themselves, like literally. And it's something got to do with the brain at the age of like 13, 14, 15-year-old girls, where their hormones are like a little bit unstable when it comes to excitement for these types of things. And One Direction's crowd and Justin Bieber's crowd went through the same, so they experienced the same thing as well. So once you see it enough, you kind of like you're able to shut off from it. And that kind of like, dims the spark as well.
Obviously, Obroski, he was like ladies' man.
Yeah.
Girls loved him and stuff.
Yeah, and because he was tall as well.
How did others feel?
Yeah, so...
Like, imagine everyone running, they just run to one member only.
Yeah. We're like, yes.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, we're like, we don't have to deal with it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like, it wasn't like it never got to a jealousy thing, because we all had our own individual. We called them like Beau girls, Luke girls, Jay girls, Skip girls, and my bros girls.
Yeah.
And so we all had like, in Australia, I had like a lot of attention, and then in like Mexico, for some reason, Daniel would pop off.
Okay.
But in America, it was Jay, and Luke, it was England.
Okay.
So like, we all had our different spots, and like my other bro, it was just like scattered all over the place. So like, it was never like we'd get jealous, because it's like we're all doing the same thing. Yeah. And we're all like in this together. So it's like,
what would be the best memory of touring, and then the worst memory of touring? So like, this is the best moment, and I hate this. I want to get me out of here now.
Yeah. So the best moment of touring was probably the room service.
Yeah?
Yeah, that was mad.
Just free,
that was so cool.
Was it unlimited, or is it coming out of your check?
Nah, bro, it was all unlimited. So the hotels wanted us to stay at their hotels, because like, we're good business. So an incentive would be to give us room service. So like, we could get whatever we wanted, bro. It was so sick.
What was you getting?
Like ice cream, like turkey, like carrots, lobster, whatever I wanted. Like,
bro, you said, I said, what's the best thing you were getting? And you said carrots, ice cream, and what was the other one?
Turkey.
I'm just like, bro, you're in the best hotels in the world, and you can ask for anything you want. You can ask for anything, and you said turkey, carrot,
roast carrot. Give me a ham sandwich.
I'm telling you.
Can I get tuna and mayo, please? Like, you could ask for any drinks in the world, women, bro. You can get the best chefs cooking up for you, and you're like, you call room service at 3 a.m. and you're like, can I get turkey, carrot, and what was the other one?
He did say lobster.
He did say lobster. I'll give you that for lobster. I'll give you that for lobster.
Sweet. No, the carrots were sick though. Oh yeah, some good carrots, man.
So that's the best moment. The room service.
Yeah, man. We ate. Like, I ate like a king.
Obviously, I mentioned you can girls and stuff. Did you like mingle around with girls on tour and stuff? Like bring up girls, whatever. And
yeah, we did. Yeah.
So how would that work? So would you guys go to like after parties and then be like 1, 2, 3, 4?
Nah, they'd be at the hotels somehow. Like our hotel addresses would be leaked. And so it was like we had to make sure security was with us at all times because some girls would try to get into our hotel rooms and be underage. So our security was always like fact checking and like getting their IDs and stuff. Sometimes like we'd walk into a hotel and in the lobby there'd be like 400 girls. And so at that point when we were like doing that type of stuff and indulging in that type of stuff, like our security would like pick out like a whole bunch of different girls and then like check their ID and then bring them up to the room and like we'd just like, you know, play like Monopoly and just talk and like
Just chill with them.
yeah.
Oh, nice. What's the worst moment of touring? And you're just like, get me out of here, bro. I want to go home.
Yeah, towards like
Craziest story for that.
Oh, okay, yeah. So the worst part of touring for me is I'll like always hold myself to it, but I know God forgives me for my sins, and I know it's been taken away, and I can start as a new person. But as when I cheated on my girlfriend towards the end of my career on my 4th tour, and like I could blame the alcohol, I could blame like the meet and greets and losing connection with people and feeling lonely. But at the end of the day, it's a decision that I did and that I stuck to, and I performed the action that was of cheating on my girlfriend at the time.
Yeah.
And that was the worst moment, and I didn't tell her and allowed her to fly up to London to come see me at the end of the tour 2 weeks later, and slept with her without even telling her that I slept with another girl before admitting in my sleep that I had cheated on her. And that was the worst moment of my touring career because we were supposed to spend a really nice 2 weeks together in London and go exploring another country together in wealth and in happiness and in health. And it was us walking around crying in the glooms of my deepest, darkest shadows and the end of something so beautiful. And it crushed me that was the worst moment of my touring, and it was like everything that I'd done led to the point of that mistake, and yeah, it was a very dark moment for me.
Yeah. Do you think a lot of celebrities do experience that?
I'm not sure, man.
Is it something
I think
that,
a lot of humans experience it.
as in like celebrities that go on tour, is that the biggest probably
Well, imagine
obstacle?
they have like so much more temptation than like a
Yeah.
regular person that has.
No,
to,
not a regular person. I'm saying celebrities going on tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that probably the toughest thing? It's like, for example, you're in a relationship and
Yeah.
just touring.
Having
Yeah.
girls come
Yeah.
just left, right, and center.
Yeah.
I think the people that have been in the spotlight for a longer time are more equipped to deal with it.
Yeah.
I think celebrities that are just coming into the spotlight that get crazy amount of fame do go through that for sure, because
Yeah.
it's all this temptation at once, and it's like, yeah, you're not equipped. You don't have that armor yet to be able to deal with it spiritually.
Yeah, that's true. Where would probably be the best place you toured? Like, for example, if you were like, this is amazing, and I like even now, like you looking like if you were planning a trip, you're like, I want to go here.
Oh, Italy was really nice. I really enjoyed.
Are you Italian background?
Yeah. So
Buongiorno, come stai?
bene, grazie. Tu?
Bene, grazie.
Caffetera. Vaffanculo. So
Definitely,
Italy
yeah.
was really nice. I didn't go to like my motherland, like where my grandparents are from, like
Yeah.
Calabria, but I did Rome, Milan, and I think it was like Venice. So when we were going through the Swiss Alps, we were on the tour bus, and so on the tour bus where we'd lay down in beds, there was like a window like right next to our beds. So as we're going through these beautiful Swiss mountains and it's like snowing, you get to see all these vibrant colors like while you're lying down sleeping and traveling through Switzerland into like Italy. That was so beautiful, man. And then we get to Italy and we see like all the remains from the Colosseum, and we're pissing off all those guards that like take their job too seriously and ride around in horses. That was like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then you see like these gypsies that like are actually really rich. Like they've got like huge amounts of land and properties, but are on the street begging like beggars. And they've got like whole families and communities doing it, and they combine their money and go and buy more properties. Like they're smart, and they do
Yeah.
it to tourists.
They should have got Borat to deal with those gypsies. Do you remember Borat? You say the gypsies.
That like Italy was like sick. Because you got to. I'd never seen gypsies before.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool.
I'd love to see a gypsy.
Yeah, man, you should go to Italy.
Yeah. You see, like you explain all this stuff. You know when you explaining all this, going through the Alps and going through Italy, going through Rome and stuff. I just think like I'm like, you know when they say money doesn't buy happiness.
Yeah.
I just feel like, yo, Kaz, I need that money because I think money doesn't buy happiness is something rich people tell broke people so they don't just, you know what I mean? They're like,
man, I shared one good moment with you. I should just shut up. Man, nah, but like, don't listen to this guy. Like, beauty is around us everywhere, man. It's just if you want to see it. And I think I just like happened to see that. Like, if I was in a bad spot when we're going through those Swiss Alps, I would have closed my curtains and like I wouldn't have had a story to tell. But like you don't need money to look at a mountain, bro.
Yeah. But hey, man, being in the VIP section of the train, going through those mountains, man, it feels good.
I mean, lying in a bed was really nice, actually.
Yeah. No, 100%. Of course, I'm just taking the piss out of it, but obviously, like right now we're happy. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Like, it's all perspective. You can be the richest person. Like, that's why you hear about celebrities committing suicide and stuff because they're not in a happy mindset. They can't even appreciate that stuff. Yeah. Like, for example, if you bring a billionaire to like those Alps, whatever, and he just did the massive takeover, but he had an argument with let's just say his wife.
Yeah.
And he's going through the Alps or he's going through the mountains and stuff.
He wouldn't see it.
He wouldn't see it. You know what I mean? It's all perspective.
And that's like what I'm getting judged off a lot online, and kind of like how I've fed into that is because everybody is like, oh, he was so successful. And I'm playing into it and being like, yeah, I was so successful. But like, I'm more successful now. I'm more in my prime now, even without having a tour bus, because in my mind and physically, I'm the most fit I've ever been. Spiritually, I'm the most closest to God I've ever been. And like, I might not have as much money back then, but like, I'm playing into that and being like, yeah, I flopped. I'm broke. I've got a 9-to-5 job. I work in a peanut factory. Oh no, now I got fired from a peanut factory. Report on that, Daily Mail. Like, it's just like everyone is like drawing off, oh, he was so successful, and everybody puts this image of success that everyone's trying to chase and kind of uses me as like, he flopped and this is like a person that we don't want to be. But the person you shouldn't be is a person that's chasing that, because you've built this whole image of me in your head, and now I'm sitting back in glee because I'm living a good life. And it's
you're lucky because the time, I think there's a book called The Outer Lies, and it speaks about times and places and how, for example, the best people, they live like if they were born 5 years earlier or 5 years later, they would have missed out on doing their greatness. Yeah. Like Bill Gates, for example. Mm-hmm. But with you, you live in a great time, because if you had this, for example, this come up, you go through it, and then after, obviously you're like, okay, I'm done with this stuff. It's not working out, and you go back to your job, you'd fade away, and people could make any story about you.
Yeah. Yep.
But now, because you have TikTok, you have Instagram, you can tell your own story. Mm-hmm. So let's just say the Daily Mail does make an article about you saying this about you, blah, blah, blah. You can just be like, okay, here's my story, my side of the story. And then everyone will click that and listen to it. Yeah. So we do have power. We have power now, I think. And I think we should be grateful for it as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Not take advantage of it. Yeah. Not become the media.
Yeah. I feel like the media is falling off a bit, but like no one really believes the media anymore. Like
I don't remember the last time I watched the news, to be honest. Like, I get all my stuff from social media. It's just, I don't know, times change, and like people just.
I feel like we should start like a Patreon.
But like I disagree with that, because you say you don't watch the media on television, but all the television that is on television is pushed onto social media. And that is viewed more because it's seen as more credible. So if a news report is on social media, that will get more views than an average person reporting on the same topic, because they've got that credibility. So media is still very powerful, but I think if we control the narrative and tell it in the right way, in a different type of light, like we can kind of beat them, but they're still very powerful.
There's still, but you can make stitches, but regarding that.
Yeah.
So like, let's just say they make like a news article, headline, whatever. Let's just say on TikTok, you make a stitch on it saying, well, this isn't correct. And then people do that. I always see videos of like people doing that, and that's why I see a lot of these news pages.
Yeah.
They always turn off the comments.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah,
they know
yeah.
they're gonna get thrashed in the comment section.
Yeah, yeah.
So people do make
Because
they do
want
stitches. Yeah.
because they only want their narrative pushed and not to see other people's comments get likes, so that other narrative is not validated. Yeah. But the thing with stitches is that there could be 20 different stitches with 20 different perspectives, but at the end of the day, there's that one video, which is the media, that people are like always still referring back to. But yeah, they've got like massive power. But I think if you're spiritually awoken, you already know what they're trying to push and their agenda, and to have your armor up and know that like you're going towards the right place. And I think that's the importance of these types of podcasts too, is to kind of speak up and speak loud and talk about God, because like a lot of people, like the media won't let me on, and if I started talking about Jesus or God, like a lot of people won't even give me the light, or so I think it's important to stand up for what you believe in and because like people do listen.
People, 100% people listen. Deevs and Daveys, make sure you hit the subscribe button. You finished touring. Yeah, I remember hearing in a podcast you were speaking about how like, okay, people weren't rocking up to the touring.
Yep.
And you're like, okay, this might be it.
Yeah.
We had a good run.
Yep.
Let's call it quits. Me and Weebo were talking about, Weebo and I were talking about before, like that transition between going from like, obviously I've heard you were on Centrelink for a while.
Yep.
But going to get a job. What was this? How long was that stage? How long did you say? How long do you reckon it was?
I don't know. I was just curious as to like your mindset switch from being okay, before I was a performer, this is what I do, to changing to being like, now I'm just a regular person. I can't rely on that fame side of it. I have to become a regular part of society and go to that, because I could like, I haven't been through it, but it feels like that's a bit of a hit to your ego, kind of. Like you're at the top, and then you have to humble yourself.
The only way for me that I was able to move on was to surrender my ego and my pride, and to be like, I am not the person that I wish I was. I'm not God. As much as I try and make myself believe that I am, I had to eventually, it took like 6 years for me to come out of that and to be like, you're just an average person. There's nothing special about you. And it was after I almost died on my mum's 50th birthday. Through a drug, like induced coma or whatever it was. I don't know.
How was it triggered?
Because I had like a cocktail of different like prescription pills and party drugs and alcohol and weed and nothing like I'm proud of, but like I don't know if I died or if I was hallucinating, but I passed out and I was on my bed, and I remember just going into complete blackness, and I was one with the blackness, and I was at peace and calm and relaxed. There were no thoughts. It was just like, I've never, like, I can remember it so vividly. It's so peaceful, so beautiful. And I've never had that like transition in my life before. And all of a sudden this light came around me and told me my reason. And my reason was because I don't need to be here. I want to be here, and I want to be here for my family, and I want to be here for life, and I want to live. And from that day, I didn't take any more drugs. And I'm like, okay, now I need to start getting together. Now I need to start building again. Now I need to start doing the hard work. So I started gym, and then from gym, I started running. And now I'm like completely into running. And then I started my own business, and I got off Centrelink and went on to something called an SEA agreement with the government, which is really good. I recommend it for anybody that wants to start their own business. They fund you while they give you an 8-week course to study business. And then after you're done with the 8-week course of studying business, they'll fund you for a full year in your business venture. So that was like a nice transition from going from YouTube into starting my own business, because it gave me something that I could work on to be able to believe in myself, to like bring something into the world, like, because I'm a creative. And then so I realized that this income is probably not going to be enough to support me. So I want more capital for my business. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to get a job. Like I'm going to go back into the workforce again. And then once I started seeing what it took to be able to go to a 9-to-5 job with my hands and physically labor every single day, just the patience that it requires to be able to keep going to work and showing up and to know that you're doing it for a bigger reason, it taught me so much that I ended up falling in love with working in a 9-to-5 job because it allowed me to be creative outside of that. And I felt like more of a creative person. So I got a job in a peanut factory, and this is kind of where all the media started picking up on me again because they're like, YouTube celebrity at a peanut factory. And it was actually a job I was really, really proud of because it's a job where I'm working my hands, and not a lot of people can do that. Like, it takes a lot of courage to drop your ego to be like, I'm lower than low, I'm lower than pond scum, I'm working for minimum wage now, and this is who I am. But I actually love who I am because I understand the type of person that I want to be. And it's not to step over people, because I saw all my bosses stepping on us. And I'm like, if I ever get up the ranks, I don't want to be like that person. So I found that like I want to be a good leader from working a 9-to-5 job. So that kind of built my foundation again. So I ended up getting fired. The media picked up, and so I started playing into the media. I'm like, now I'm working at a cat food factory, and then
Random question, but
Yeah.
what you do at a peanut factory? Like, what was your job?
So my job was the stock would come in from like a farm supplier. So we'd open the boxes, break down the boxes, chuck it into a mixer. The mixer would then put it into pallets, and then the pallets would go out into Woolworths or Coles. So we were kind of like the middleman from the farmers to Woolworths and Coles. So I worked for like a pretty big company that was generating a lot of money. So they like big enough to not even know like employees' names and stuff. So that like introduced me back into the system, and just to be like a functioning member of society felt good because I felt like I was doing something productive because people love peanuts.
Yeah.
People like peanuts.
Yeah.
So I felt like, cool, like this is what I'm doing. I'm just like helping people eat peanuts.
Yeah.
And so I got fired from that, and now I work in a mail room.
Yeah.
Yep.
That 9-to-5, you know, when you did that post as well, you got a bit of hate and you got a bit of support. There's also another guy on TikTok. There's that guy that makes videos simply about his 9-to-5 life. Have you seen him? Do you know?
Yeah, there's a few.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
So, but it gives people a bit of relief
Yeah.
watching it.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, we all do this. Yeah.
Yeah.
In comparison to like how the news played it out. Because I saw it, I'm like, oh, okay, Homeboy's back in the system, man. He's back in the matrix, he's back to work, you know what I mean? It's like, what are you going to do? Sit around all day, wait for something to happen? He's not.
No.
He's like, okay, I'm going to go get a job, whatever.
Yep.
Whereas when the news had it out, it's YouTube star now. I don't know, I felt like even when I was watching it, yeah,
they
it was
were
very
trying to
condescending.
condescend.
Yeah.
But for me, it felt good.
And I think it got you a lot of clicks as well. Like people started traffic towards your page, being like, hey,
because the
I
real people
relate
could
to you.
see through that. Yeah.
Yeah.
The real people could relate to it and
Yeah.
be like, yes, like just like you said,
Yeah.
he's giving it a crack.
Yeah.
And that like validation from the audience to be like cheering me on, to be like, he's giving it a crack again.
Yeah.
Just made me like even more excited to keep getting deeper into the system. But this time, I'm going to play it differently. I'm going to use the matrix to get out of the matrix, because what I was doing before that, spending all my income on booze and parties and girls. Now I'm going to save my income and build something. And I'm going to use the matrix to get
build
out of
capital.
that. Like my overall goal is to buy land, have my own resources, have a farm, work for myself, house paid off, got wife and kids, take the kids to school. We get involved in our church community. I've got nothing to worry about. I got my own food, got my own, if the apocalypse ever come, I got my own rainwater supply.
Yeah.
Like I just work on my land, and my land will produce for me. And that's my overall goal. Like that's how I want to escape the matrix, and that's my peace and freedom.
Yeah. I was gonna say, man, I had a question in, and then you just caught me off with the apocalypse.
Ready for everything.
No, I had a question ready, and as soon as he said, what is it, apocalypse? I'm just like, fam, is the world gonna end?
World War III is coming up.
Yeah.
Prepare, bro.
Get your bunker.
Yeah, get your bunkers ready, guys.
Nah, I'm prepared though. My family's really prepared. My grandparents have their own vegetables, resources, chickens, rainwater. I shouldn't be saying this, bro.
Yeah. I want to talk about sobriety, and I don't want this question to come out ignorant, but I genuinely want to know, like, you post that you're 16 months, is it 16 to 17 months sober?
16 of 3 days ago, yeah.
What's the power behind it? Why do people post that?
Of every single month?
In general, why do they post celebrating this much? What's the power behind it? I'm 7 months sober. I'm 3 years sober.
Yeah.
10 years sober. What's the power behind it?
It's the power to show how long you have been resilient to temptation for.
Yeah.
And to motivate people who don't feel like they have the power to even stay 2 weeks sober. It's also a celebration of how long I've resisted temptation for the greater good.
Is it also like you to keep yourself accountable, I guess?
Yeah,
Posting
yeah, yeah.
online,
That's a big reason as well too.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why I do the challenge of like 30 days of reading the Bible, because some days I don't feel like, but I'm like, oh damn, there's like people waiting for me. It does kind of keep me accountable as well. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's 16 months sober. It started off like that. Like, I'm going to like remain sober, and post about it for accountability. But now more so, it's like a reward at the end of a month of being sober to be like to celebrate with my community. Yeah, bro.
Weebo, bring it out, man. Bring that trivia out.
Oh, you wanna do it still?
We're still doing that trivia, man.
This is a long episode.
We're gonna wrap up the episode with the trivia as always. You know, Deevs and Daveys, we're always doing that trivia. And
Bro,
how many questions?
Wait, so much respect to you, because like I know you're from like Islam, and like you let me speak about my religion openly. So
No, it's cool, man. It's cool. No, man.
Like,
Everyone's got their beliefs, and you know,
Yeah,
everyone's
bro.
got their connections to a higher power. So
yeah, bro. Yeah, thank you, Ben.
yeah, man. No.
One love.
Hey, Damo would have frothed if he was here. Damo would have been like, mate, I didn't come this week, but Jesus sent someone to talk for me this week.
Yes.
Let's go.
All right, 5 questions each. Yeah?
Quick trivia before we wrap up.
Cool.
You want to go first?
We'll go 1-1.
Okay.
Oh, 1-1?
Yeah,
All
we'll
right,
go
let's
Ben
go.
for Ben. No, we can go M for M.
Hey.
All right.
You go first.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Number 1. Which African country has the largest population?
Hey, can we do steals?
You can do steal, but again, if you get it wrong, you lose a
minus
point.
1 point. Okay.
Egypt?
Incorrect.
Oh,
Shout out my Gualas. I'm gonna go Nigeria.
Yep, that's correct.
Woo!
1 point to Rayvo. Question number 2. What is the largest continent by land area?
Russia.
Continent?
Oh,
It's country, mate.
oh, sorry. I heard country. What did you say? What's the largest continent?
Yeah.
Man, power to the people. I'm gonna go Africa.
Incorrect.
Damn, you can steal it, but if you get it wrong, you lose a point.
oh, okay.
You can skip it. You don't.
Pass.
Yeah, go.
What
was it?
It was Asia.
Asia.
Oh, I was gonna say that.
But how-
Asia's massive, bro.
But is Russia in Asia?
Wait, population or land?
Land.
Land size.
Oh,
Land size. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. It wasn't population.
Oh.
Go.
I think Russia's half Europe, half
Okay.
Asia or something.
Yeah.
I don't
That's
know.
why I didn't want to do you. I wanted to do Europe,
I
but
was thinking
okay.
Antarctica.
Go. Hey, I'm on one. Yeah.
Yeah. Third question. What's the most common species of bird in the world?
Pigeon.
Incorrect.
I'm not going first. Still.
Am I going?
What was it?
No, it was chicken.
Oh, no. They're not
Freaking-
birds though, they're turkeys.
You want to call it up for room service?
Only if you get a carrot.
Carrot a chicken.
okay.
All right. Rayvo, what is... Oh, no. How many stripes are on the American flag?
I know there's 50 stars.
Stripes.
Maybe. I'm gonna go 10.
Incorrect.
Oh, I'll take it.
You gonna go for a steal?
Yeah. 22.
22?
Yeah.
Nah, it's 13.
Oh, I was gonna say 13.
You're minus
Man,
one.
I was gonna say 13.
You're minus 1.
So
Go.
what? You're on one.
He's on minus 1.
Minus one. All
Oh, I need to come back up.
right. What is the largest city in Europe by population?
It's my turn, yeah? Yeah, it's my turn.
Is it your turn?
Oh, no, it's your turn.
No,
It's your
'cause
turn.
I
It's
stole.
your turn.
Yeah. In Europe,
By population. Largest city.
man, that's hard. Barcelona?
No.
Oh.
You wanna
Nah, I'm not stealing it, man. I'm going safe this week.
Istanbul.
Istanbul. Ooh.
I would have never
Who shot it?
guessed
Yours?
My turn, yeah.
What was Pixar's first movie?
That's hard, man.
Pixar's first movie.
Oh, don't.
No cheating in the back.
I was thinking that too. Yeah.
What are you guys thinking of?
Do you want to pass?
I'm between The Incredibles and Lilo and Stitch. Toy Story?
That's correct.
Wow.
How did you just go from like I'm between
No,
these two?
I had Lilo and I had three. I had Lilo and Stitch. I had The Incredibles, and then I had Toy Story.
Yeah, nice, man.
That was
nice.
the-
What
I
do you
just-
think?
I was thinking Stuart Little.
Stuart Little.
Yeah.
I'm on 2.
All right. How many feet are in a yard?
Like 3 feet?
That's correct.
Yes.
You're on 0.
Yes.
Because it was on -1. All right, go ahead. How many left?
I think 2 each.
All right, go.
Well, who start? No,
Oh, there's
there's,
a chance for 2 each. There's a chance for.
no. I think there's 2 for you.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how it goes. There's 3 questions left. But
All right, cool.
what was the first country to use tinsel as a holiday tree decoration?
Sorry? Tinsels?
Tinsel, you know, on like a Christmas tree, they have like they're like lines of I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah, it's like the.
What was the first country to use it? I'm just going to go with America.
Incorrect.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Is it Australia?
No.
Oh.
You're on -1 again. Get the fix that
risky,
mic as well. Your mic's too wide. I'm pushing the mic in.
Well, according to this, it's Germany.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. The Dutch believe in eating what food on New Year's Day brings good luck?
The Dutch. On New Year's. What's new? Like an egg?
No, it's donuts.
Yeah, okay. I was getting that.
I'm out of here.
Last one.
This is the last question. How many wheels does a semi truck have?
6.
No, 18.
Anyways, I won because I got like 1 or 2 right.
shows
Yeah,
how smart we
I
are.
won. Finally got a win.
Is that your actual first win in trivia?
I got 1 before. GG, bro. Good stuff. Yeah, let's wrap it up here, bro. Thanks for jumping on. Look, it was a different experience. I know it was a different experience because I know the podcast you normally jump on, Kaz, are a bit, bit more chill, a bit more relaxed.
Yeah.
But I hope you enjoyed yourself here, man.
Yeah, I did, bro.
You know what I mean? And I hope our viewers do enjoy the insight you provided as well, and any tips and advice you've given. I hope they benefit from it. Cool. Boys, shout out to you guys too. Weeba and Oromia in the back doing your thing. Oromia said like 3 things in the last hour and a half.
I'm
Did
spectating,
not
man.
contribute. Kaz, you're watching from the nosebleeds, Kaz.
I swear you've said the most, so thanks for thanks for the vibes,
being on
bro.
the show.
But hey, thanks for jumping on, bro. I appreciate it, man.
thank
I
you
hope
so
you
much for
enjoyed
having me on,
yourself, man.
Yeah, thank you.
And
for
I wish you
giving
the
me a
best with
platform, bro.
Yeah, bro. I wish you the best with all your content, all your ambitions, bro.
Thank you, bro.
Keep grinding it out, man. Keep doing your thing, bro. It's genuine. It's from an honest place. And besides that, Deevs and Daveys, enjoy your day, enjoy your night. Stay humble. Faith.